Y'all ready? Yeah. Let's go. Come on.
We're 1 hour away from kickoff.
We ready to go. Let's crank this thing up.
And Berwick Bulldogs football on the Goat Rocks PA. Brought to you by these local businesses.
1, 2, 3. Mason's Monogramming, Overhead Door of Berwick, Mayo Funeral Home, State Farm, Sean Black and Lori Powell, First Keystone Bank, Red's Roofing, Neighbor Fence Company, Wolfie's Automotive, ND Accounting and Consulting, J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling of Berwick, Master Tech Automotive Services, Eco First Logistics, Ken Pollock, Flick Brothers Electric in Bloomsburg, Lays Alexander GMC of Hazleton, Papa Lou's Place, The Compression Shop, Cardinal Estate Planning, Chapin Oil, Mark Nespoli of EXP Realty, and Janae Calarco, EXP Realty.
I love me some football.
Now, with a behind-the-scenes look at tonight's game, it's time for the CJ Curry Show on 102, 104, and 107, The GOAT.
Well, tonight the Bulldogs will try for the football program's first district title since 2014 when the Dogs take on four-time defending district champion Scranton Prep in the District 2 3A final. Both teams got here via convincing wins. In last Friday's semifinals, Prep rolled over Wyoming area 42-0. Berwick routed Hanover area 49-9. CJ, it was a record-setting night last Friday at Crispin Field. Going into the game, Ty Wilkerson needed 23 yards to eclipse Brant Quick's single-season school rushing record. He didn't just break the record, he crushed it with 284 yards rushing. And even though performances like that have become routine with him, I hope we never take them for granted.
There's no doubt about that, Jim, and he's been incredible all season. I mean, week one, he rushed for 121 yards, and you would think that that's a pretty good week for most running backs, and he was not happy with that or satisfied. And so every single game since then, he's been over 200. You know, he does that once again, 283 on, I believe it was 15 or 16 carries, which is just unbelievable. But he's just so electric when he runs the ball. Our offensive line, tight ends, fullbacks, they love to block for him, and then, you know, it's able to open things up for Caleb May and Brady Cleaver and some of our other guys. And so really proud of everybody's performance, but super proud of Ty because he deserves it, he's earned it, and he's worked really hard to get to that point.
Another record he set, he had 5 rushing touchdowns in the game, which gives him 39 for the season. That passes Brant Quick's record of 38. You know, and I did some math because what you were saying, he doesn't have a ton of carries. He's not carrying 30 times a game. So I looked at that, and it comes out to he's scoring a touchdown every 5 carries. To me, of all the numbers, that's the most impressive.
Yeah, that's unbelievable. And his yards per carry is out of this world, over 10 yards per carry in a full season. But it's a game like this tonight that, you know, we saw last year against a really formidable defense. You know, Ty had 16 carries for 60 yards. And so, you know, he's worked really hard all week to make sure that there's no letdown performance. Tonight he's going to continue to run hard and hope to keep some of those numbers alive.
Well, Ty will admit those records are not his alone. You mentioned the blocking. It's been terrific. You do something now with Matt Gordner in motion leading the way, 275 pounds coming at you. Where is he lined up to begin with that, and why is it so effective?
So we'll put in an extra lineman in what we call our 22 heavy personnel. So Matt acts as a tight end off the ball. We cover up our tight end to the opposite side, and we just use Matt accordingly. You know, we bring him across in motion to kick out. We'll bring him on a wrap to pull. You know, we have some things for tonight that we haven't shown yet that we're going to do with him back there. So, you know, Matt's just so versatile, and Matt knows the game so well. And, you know, earlier this season against Mid-Valley, you know, we had him at fullback. Now, Everett's done a really good job, so we want to keep Everett on the field as well. So we just wanted to find a way to get our best blockers in the game and let them get a full head of steam. And Matt's been one of our best pullers. He has some of the best feet for an offensive lineman, really good quickness, really good agility. And so, you know, we'll put him at that wing position, move him all around, and try to get him going to get a good kick out or a good wrap block on a linebacker.
So he's very, very athletic. You couldn't do that with just any lineman.
Oh, certainly not, you know, and he's been the guy that we've gone to the past 2 years to do that. It was our best puller last year, so we started to experiment with this last year. You know, it's funny, they say football is a copycat kind of league, and so, you know, as I watch football on Saturdays and Sundays, I always pick something up. And so last year, you know, the inspiration was when Penn State had a big offensive tackle out in the slot, and they brought him in motion and used him in a split zone sort of scheme where everybody zone blocked to the right, and this tackle came across and really waxed the defensive edge player from, I believe it was UCLA last year. And so we said, man, we have some good linemen that can play. Let's try to get Matt in this position. And so, he did a really good job for us. He loves it. That's every lineman's dream, is to line up in the backfield. So it gives him a little bit more inspiration to go out and do that. And, he's been bugging me all week, Coach. We got to come out, and it's got to be the first play. So we'll find out tonight whether or not we do that.
Well, up next, CJ will evaluate his team's defensive effort in last Friday's district semifinal. You're listening to the CJ Curry Show on Goat Rocks, PA.
Are your appliances feeling a little bit outdated? You're looking for the best deals in town? Well, look no further than Flick Brothers Electric, your go-to family-owned appliance paradise. Flick Brothers Electric has all the top-notch name-brand appliances you could ever dream of. Washers, dryers, refrigerators, dishwashers, microwave stoves. They even give free estimates on Fujitsu ductless air conditioner heat pump units. Flick Brothers Electric on Maple Lane, keeping Bloomsburg cool, clean, and cooking for over 65 years. Call them at 570-784-3444.
We've all been there, faced with a physical setback. Whether you've suffered a sports injury that takes you out of the game, or your aches and pains are keeping you from doing what you love, we all want the same thing, to get your life back. Thankfully, you can trust the region's only nationally ranked orthopedic team to help get you there. At Lehigh Valley Orthopedic Institute, we turn setbacks into comebacks, one movement at a time. Lehigh Valley Orthopedic Institute. Comebacks begin here.
Now, back to the CJ Curry Show on the Goat Rocks, PA.
The unbeaten Bulldogs take on Scranton Prep tonight here at Crispin Field. At stake, the District 2 3A championship and a trip to the state playoffs. One of the reasons why the Bulldogs are unbeaten coming into tonight's district finals is a strong defensive unit, giving up only 9 points a game. CJ, it sounds like an outdated quote, but running the football on offense and stopping the run on defense is still, in 2025, a great formula for success, and your team does both.
Certainly, and I think our team's done a great job of buying into being physical and relentless in the box. And, we have complete faith in our defensive backs that they're going to take care of the back end. But, our offensive and defensive line, we've said this since last December. We were going to hang our hats on those guys to go to where we wanted to go this season. So they put them in this position, or put us in this position to be successful and compete tonight in a game like this. But, our defense has played great. They rally to the football. They play for each other. They've been pretty solid tackling. Tonight's going to have to be our best tackling performance of the year. There's no doubt about that with the athletes that they have. But our guys they love the grind. They love to get after it, and they've taken a lot of pride in playing good defense.
Maybe the defensive play of the game last Friday came in the second quarter. Hanover was giving you their best shot. They're down just 12-3. They have the ball at your 31. And then Brock Sims intercepts a pass that led to a Ty Wilkerson touchdown, 5 seconds to go in the half. It really turned the game around, if you will, at that point. But that interception was the perfect example of what we call the tip drill. I think 2 different people had their hands on it before Brock got his.
For sure, Ashton Smith tipped it, Alex Estrella tipped it, and then Brock kept his eyes on the ball. And that's something that Coach Sidler has been talking to our linebackers about since the beginning of when we started to practice together. And he said, when the ball's in the air, you got to go follow the ball, because when you do that, good things can happen on a tip. So, Brock did that exceptionally well. He saw it. He was able to track it, stay focused in the air, and come down with the interception. Defensively, like you just said, Jim, they gave us their best shot, and that's a scrappy football team. They have some really, really good players and athletes on that Hanover team, and they're going to be a wagon next season with most of those guys coming back, especially their skill guys. But our defense did a good job of bending but not breaking. We gave them the football early. They had a drive that we were able to get a stop, and then we immediately turned the ball over, had shades of week 5 in that, so the wind was blowing, bad snap, they get on the ball, but our defense once again buckles down. They have a couple first downs. We bent, but we didn't break. We rallied together, and then in big time moments, we were able to make big time plays and come up with a few takeaways.
Well, we talked about Ty Wilkerson's record-setting night. It was a record-setting night for your sophomore place kicker, Caleb Yost. He kicked his 45th and 46th consecutive extra points before he had one blocked. That's a school record. Olivia Seeley had it at 44 back in 2014. Caleb was pretty good last year. He's better this year. If he keeps that progress going, he's going to get himself a scholarship.
I believe so, too. And Caleb's got a goal to join the U.S. Naval Academy, and so he really wants to do that. He wants to study engineering while he's there. He's a brilliant student, brilliant kid, and I think that he could certainly compete on that level. So if he just continues to work, there's a couple of things that we see. If he just fully swings his leg through and gets that power, he's going to be pretty consistently getting touchbacks and hitting from 45 to 50-yard range by next season, I believe. So as long as he continues to work the way that he does, the sky's the limit for Caleb, and just a great job by him and the all-around operation from our guys, especially in that wind on Friday night. That was a concern for us. Even 20-yard extra points, if it got caught up in that 50-mile-an-hour gust, it was getting blown backwards, but he's got such a powerful leg, and he was able to get the job done.
Scranton Prep has won 4 district titles in a row. Later in the show, CJ will tell us about the Cavaliers, but up next, it's the Bulldog Spotlight feature. You're listening to the CJ Curry Show on Goat Rocks, PA.
Hello, friends and neighbors. I'm Taylor Farr, commercial lender here at Journey Bank. For more than 125 years, we've stood beside our neighbors, not just for today, but for what matters tomorrow. Whether you're exploring new opportunities or planning life's next big steps, our local team is here with honest advice, real conversations, and support you can trust. No pressure, just people who care. Stop in or call any of our 22 locations, and let's see how we can help. Journey Bank, invested in what matters most. Invested in you. Member FDIC.
Journey Bank.
We've all been there, faced with a physical setback. Whether you've suffered a sports injury that takes you out of the game, or your aches and pains are keeping you from doing what you love, we all want the same thing, to get your life back. Thankfully, you can trust the region's only nationally ranked orthopedic team to help get you there. At Lehigh Valley Orthopedic Institute, we turn setbacks into comebacks, one movement at a time. Lehigh Valley Orthopedic Institute. Comebacks begin here.
Now, back to the CJ Curry Show on the Goat Rocks, PA.
Berwick's unbeaten regular season earned the #1 seed for the Bulldogs in these District 2 3A playoffs. That's why tonight's championship game is here at Crispin Field. In our next segment, CJ will tell us what to expect from Scranton Prep. But now it's time for our weekly feature Bulldog Spotlight. Tonight, the spotlight is on sophomore defensive end and tight end Gabe Decker. CJ, Gabe had a very good season as a starting defensive end last season as a 9th grader. I mean, you hope players improve each season, but it's not a guarantee. It's not a given. His numbers are off the chart this season. Total tackles, tackles for loss, sacks. He's much better this season than a year ago. Why?
Once again, coach's dream right there in Gabe Decker, and it seems like a consistent thing that we talk about in this spotlight, but guys like Brock Sims and guys like Everett Snyder and guys like Gabe Decker. But Gabe Decker is the hardest working kid that I've been around in a long time, and that's the truth. And Gabe is never satisfied. Gabe's always down here. He's always working to get better. He always does the extra things. Like, for instance, Gabe Decker last week against Hanover had 2 pages of written notes on their offensive and defensive line and tips that he picked up and things. I mean, that's college level stuff. And Gabe's worked really hard on his body. As we threw him into the fire, and he was battling a couple injuries that have gone with him for a while since he was young. And you never hear him complain once. And he's always in the weight room. He goes and does extra things after to make sure that his body's right and ready to play as he's in the trenches for an entire football game. So just his work ethic, his football IQ, and his selflessness, as a freshman, like I just said, he was thrown into the fire. We made him play the most physical position on defense, and he played every single game. And this year's no different. And he's just continued to get more confident. He's continued to get stronger and smarter. And Gabe can be really, really effective in our pass game offensively too. But it's just not really who we are this year. But never one time did Gabe Decker complain or say, "Coach, I need the ball. I want the ball." He goes out and does what he needs to do. And he's great in his blocking. He's quick. He's strong. And he's really, really smart. He takes a lot of pride in playing football and playing for Berwick. And he's been a great leader for us. He's been a captain this season. He was a captain last season as a freshman, and so he has the respect of his teammates. The locker room absolutely loves him, and he's a first in, last out type of guy, and I absolutely love coaching this kid.
You mentioned offense. He's had only a handful of targets this season, but going through the rest of his career with Brady Cleaver as a 9th grader starting quarterback, You can see Gabe Decker being a part of the offense.
Absolutely, and that's one thing. That's one of the most fun parts about an off season to me is I've kind of gotten in the rhythm, and you see who comes back, and you see the guys that you need to get the football to. So it's going to be really fun this off season and scheming up ways to get number 9 the football. And Gabe's gotten so much better in his athleticism, his route running, his agility. So I think that as we move forward, there's going to be times that we see Gabe Decker split out. There's going to be times he's at our Z receiver flanker, our X receiver, split end, our tight end. There's ways that we can get him the football creatively and effectively because he's a guy that's going to have to touch the football, and I expect him to get bigger, faster, and stronger and be a real force come his junior season.
In the Bulldog Spotlight, sophomore Gabe Decker. Tonight, Gabe and his Bulldog teammates take on Scranton Prep here at Crispin Field in the District 2 3A final. Up next, CJ will tell us about the Cavaliers offense. You're listening to the CJ Curry Show on Goat Rocks, PA.
We've all been there, faced with a physical setback. Whether you've suffered a sports injury that takes you out of the game or your aches and pains are keeping you from doing what you love, we all want the same thing, to get your life back. Thankfully, you can trust the region's only nationally ranked orthopedic team to help get you there. At Lehigh Valley Orthopedic Institute, we turn setbacks into comebacks, one movement at a time. Lehigh Valley Orthopedic Institute. Comebacks begin here.
Hey guys, this is Ray, Matt, and Chad from Blaze Alexander Greater Hills. Did you know what month it is? Yes-Vember. What's Yes-Vember?
Yes-Vember. No credit, poor credit, slow credit.
Yes-Vember. Need a car? Yes-Vember. Lowest price guarantee? Yes-Vember. So it is Yes-Vember. So if you want that car, come to Blaze Alexander Greater Hills to GMC. Check them out online at blazejamhazelton.com. And remember this, do we have the lowest price guarantee? Yes-Vember. There you go.
I love me some football.
It's the CJ Curry Show on the Goat Rocks, PA. Brought to you by
Mason's Monogramming, Overhead Door of Berwick, Mayo Funeral Home, State Farm, Sean Black and Lori Powell, First Keystone Bank, Red's Roofing, Neighbor Fence Company, Wolfie's Automotive, MD Accounting and Consulting, J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling of Berwick, Master Tech Automotive Services, Eco First Logistics, Ken Pollock, Flick Brothers Electric in Bloomsburg, Blaze Alexander GMC of Hazleton, Papa Lou's Place, The Compression Shop, Cardinal Estate Planning, Chapin Oil, Mark Nespoli of eXp Realty, and Janae Clarko, eXp Realty.
More with Jim Doyle and CJ Curry next on 102, 104, and 107 The Goat.
Ford is built for every drive, every adventure, every day. Ready, set, Ford. And right now at Ken Pollock Ford, we're celebrating 10 years of driving you forward. As a proud Ford President's Award winner, we're bringing you incredible offers like the Bronco, F-150, and Explorer starting at just $499 per month and $0 down. Adventure, strength, versatility, it's all here and it's all Ford. Visit Ken Pollock Ford, 1120 West Front Street, Berwick, or online at kenpollockford.com.
Select models $499 per month, $0 down with approved credit through Ford Credit. Not all buyers will qualify. See dealer for detail. Offer expires 12/1/25.
Planning for the future doesn't have to be complicated. Attorney Nick Lutz of Cardinal Estate Planning in Berwick will guide you every step of the way. Whether it's protecting your assets, setting up a trust, or ensuring your family is cared for, Cardinal Estate Planning provides personalized solutions for you and your family's needs. Call or sign up on their website to attend a free educational workshop that will give you an understanding of the process and peace of mind knowing your legacy is in good hands. Visit them online at cardinal'estateplanning.com. Let them help you plan for tomorrow, today.
Now, back to the CJ Curry Show on the Goat Rocks, PA.
Scranton Prep enters tonight's district final with a modest 6-5 record, but there are some mitigating circumstances. The Cavaliers had a key injury early and faced a murderous schedule, which included 2 out-of-state powerhouses, plus the top-seeded district teams in 4A and 5A. Based on their 42-0 win over a very good Wyoming area team in last Friday's semifinal, the Cavaliers appear to be at the top of their game and should be the Bulldogs' biggest challenge to date. CJ, the key injury I referenced was to their dual-threat quarterback, senior Will McPartland. Since he returned, the Cavaliers are 6-2. Those 2 losses by 2 points to Abington Heights, 3 points to unbeaten North Pocono. His numbers, both rushing and passing, are very impressive. Describe him.
He's an extraordinary player, Jim, and I got my first chance to see Will McPartland play here last year at Crispin Field when they played Northwestern Lehigh in the state quarterfinal. And, their quarterback last year at Prep got hurt early in the second quarter in Louis Paris, who was the District 2 Player of the Year, and Will McPartland didn't flinch. He came in. He's an incredibly good athlete. He's got a rocket arm. He can throw the ball. His father played fullback for the Miami Hurricanes and won a national championship with them. But Will, to me, he has flashes of Tevin Williams on Williamsport. He's a tall quarterback. He's super fast. He's very agile. He likes to run the football. Teams can't bring him down. And so, when he gets into his pass drop, he'll hit his third step and the ball's out. He throws an accurate ball. They have great route concepts. They run an incredibly tough offense to stop with all the different formations and motions and things to put him in position, for one-on-one matchups for McPartland and to get him get his legs going on the ground. So he does a really good job running the football, does a really good job throwing the football, and the offense certainly does run through number 12.
He's averaging over 7 yards a carry. What kind of specific plays does he run other than scrambling?
Well, it's been a nightmare trying to prepare for these guys. It really has. But, I think that we have a good plan going forward. Although, my dad does a great deal of scouting for us, and he scouted that they have 53 different formations that they've run in a couple games. So with those formations, there's a ton of motion, there's a ton of fake, there's a ton of smoke and mirrors, a ton of screens and options that you have to be aware of. But, the base things that they like to do for him are to give him the ball and let him outrun people to the edge, or they'll fake a jet sweep one way and pull two guards the other way in a counter or power look and just let him try to create space. They use him very effectively in an option. Teams have a difficult time defending that option. And then when you think that you can get to him, as teams see, well, if we stop 12, we can win the game. And then as you try to rush him and send pressure, he'll just drop back and drop a screen off, which has really killed teams as well. They have a tremendous screen game that they utilize at Scranton Prep. And so he can hurt you in so many different ways. So it's really, really important for us to dominate the line of scrimmage once again. And it's a very formidable offensive and defensive line that they have, but it's to play 2 yards, a yard in the backfield, and make him come to you, rally to the football, make sure that we tackle. We can't arm tackle this kid because he's so electric, he's powerful, and he's shifty. So he breaks a lot of tackles, and when he gets going, he's pretty fast as well.
Well, just like your team is more than Ty Wilkerson, their team is more than Will McPartland. So what else concerns you?
Certainly, and Will's brother, number 14, I believe it's Braden. He's an incredibly talented, skilled player as well. So they'll use him, and they'll use number 2, another running back and wide receiver, and they'll put them in the backfield. They'll put them at slot, and they'll try to get them the ball in space. Quick throws, jet sweeps, fake jet sweeps, and powers to the other guys. So it's those 3 guys that are the top concerns. They have a really, really good tight end, number 19, who also plays defensive end, and their offensive line's pretty solid as well. The guy that jumps out on tape is number 77, Anthony De Los Santos, and he's 6'3", he's 265. He's incredibly quick with his feet, and he's powerful. So, they just have a really, really good football team. They're super disciplined. They do a ton of things, and the things that they run really, really well. So as you go through games, you see that they run a play 1 time or 2 times, so it's hard to find tendencies on them. So the most important part for us is discipline, communication, and just making sure that we're patient, find the ball, and have great tackling, elite level tackling tonight to keep us in this game. And then hopefully in the fourth quarter you have a chance to go win it.
So your defense, which has been terrific all season long, will face their biggest challenge tonight.
Our biggest challenge, there's no doubt about it. And once you get to games like this, you get to the district championships, and God willing, you're able to move forward and get to the state playoffs. They're all very, very good football teams. And so, these guys are battle tested, but they're also human, and the one thing, they've won 4 straight district championships, but you never want to look at losses before, but, teams have beat them. And so, we believe that we should go out and we should compete in this football game and be able to win this football game, but it's going to take everybody. It's going to take belief, trust, and a ton of discipline, defensively especially, to stop these guys. They might score a couple times because they're that talented, but we just have to keep trusting the process, trusting in each other, and play for 4 quarters, and hopefully we'll be in that position to compete in the fourth.
Up next, CJ will tell us about the Cavaliers' defense. You're listening to the CJ Curry Show on Goat Rocks PA.
Are your appliances feeling a little bit outdated? You're looking for the best deals in town? Well, look no further than Flick Brothers Electric, your go-to family-owned appliance paradise. Flick Brothers Electric has all the top-notch name-brand appliances you could ever dream of. Washers, dryers, refrigerators, dishwashers, microwave stoves. They even give free estimates on Fujitsu ductless air conditioner heat pump units. Flick Brothers Electric on Maple Lane, keeping Bloomsburg cool, clean, and cooking for over 65 years. Call them at 570-784-3444.
Hey guys, this is Ray,
Zach,
and Chad from Blaze Alexander Greater Hazelton. You know what month it is? Yes, member.
What's Yes Member?
Yes, member.
No credit, poor credit, slow credit.
Yes, member. Need a car? Yes, member. Lowest price guarantee? Yes, member. So it is yes, member.
Yes,
so if you want that car, come to Blaze Alexander Greater Hazelton GMC. Check them out online at blazegmhazelton.com. And remember this, do we have the lowest price guarantee? Yes, member. There you go.
At Journey Bank, we believe your checking account should do more for you. That's why we offer Bazing Checking. With Bazing Checking, enjoy cell phone protection, roadside assistance, and savings, both in-store and online, at over 300,000 local and national retailers.
Bazing Checking not only helps me save money with deals and discounts, it also protects my cell phone and provides peace of mind when I'm on the road.
Switch to Bazing Checking at Journey Bank today. Visit journeybank.com or stop by any of our 20 community office locations. Journey Bank. Let's get you there. Member FDIC.
Planning for the future doesn't have to be complicated. Attorney Nick Lutz of Cardinal Estate Planning in Berwick will guide you every step of the way. Whether it's protecting your assets, setting up a trust, or ensuring your family is cared for, Cardinal Estate Planning provides personalized solutions for you and your family's needs. Call or sign up on their website to attend a free educational workshop that will give you an understanding of the process and peace of mind knowing your legacy is in good hands. Visit them online at cardinalestateplanning.com. Let them help you plan for tomorrow today.
Now, back to the CJ Curry Show on the Goat Rocks PA.
Tonight's District 2 3A final here at Crispin Field is the 7th meeting between Scranton Prep and Berwick. Cavaliers' only win in the series was the 2015 district final in what was the last game in the legendary career of Berwick coach George Curry. CJ, were you at that game? Any recollection of that?
I do remember that game, and I believe that London Montgomery played in that game, the running back for Scranton Prep, who ended up going to Penn State. Now he is at East Carolina University with Tegan Wilk, another Berwick graduate, which is pretty cool. But, you know, I do remember being at that game and being on the sidelines and you know, just knowing, watching Scranton Prep at that time and just seeing the program that they've put together, and certainly a very good football team and a great program altogether. And this team's no different. They've continued to build, and, you know, 4 straight, there's no sugarcoat in that. They've been a powerhouse.
Well, you look at their season stats, and they're giving up 19.8 points a game. But in the last 7, when they've really gotten it going, just 8.5 a game. So this is good defense. Base 4-4, will they stay in it?
I believe that they'll stay in that 4-4. They've been pretty consistent in that all season. You know, their 2 linebackers are 2 of their starting offensive linemen, so, you know, not as quick, but they're certainly powerful. They're certainly strong. And a lot of their players go both ways. So it's going to be one of those battles of conditioning. And, you know, although it's going to be colder, you know, might not have to worry about cramping as much tonight, knock on wood, but it's going to be a mental and physical grind for these guys. And so I think that the team that's in better shape and can wear down the opponent's offensive and defensive lines in a pretty good position to take things over in the fourth quarter here. And so, you know, this defensive line, same guys, you know, De Los Santos, number 72, 19, and 55, their left tackle, and also their defensive end. Tough kids, big kids, 2 good linebackers, and their 2 outside linebackers, although a bit undersized, and 13, and then the younger McPartland, number 14. Certainly tough kids, and they run their defense extremely well. They have 2 fast cornerbacks, and Will McPartland's their free safety, and so, you know, hard to throw on them. It's tough to run on them, and so it's going to be a grind, but we just have to be able to sustain drives. We have to take care of the football tonight and, you know, hopefully put some in the end zone.
Should be exciting. Thanks for your time, and let's hope we're talking about a state playoff game next week.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Jim.
If the Bulldogs come through with a district championship tonight, the next CJ Curry show would be next Friday against the District 4 champ, the winner of tonight's Montoursville-Mifflinburg game. Stay tuned now for the District 2 3A final, Scranton Prep at Berwick, here on Goat Rocks, PA.